What up, world? It's your boy Master Pill, the DJ. You now tuned in to Mass Mondays. We back in the lab for the third interview I've ever had in the lab, and I'm excited because it's my brother Chris Roy. Let me introduce you. So, Chris Roy is somebody that I knew of before I knew him, because his presence in the city on IG and in real life and in the scene that I was trying to get in. I'm in it now, but I wasn't always in it. He is what you would consider, if you was talking to your buddies about Chris Roy, me and Warren have had this conversation, we say something along the lines of Chris Roy is just that guy. Because you are, bro. And, you know, I want to thank you for coming on. This is the third one I've had. I'm trying to, build this shit. And, I appreciate you for coming through. But I also want to just personally thank you I can speak for me and Shank, and then I know Warren, he's trying to work with you and do some things. You like the big bro. You that one that we consider you like our LA big brother that we probably just would have never got because how LA is. But you actually take an interest in us outside of the club shit, and you'll call to make sure we good. And you're very, you're chill. You know what I'm saying? You're not a wild person, and you very just somebody that's a good role model in my opinion. But you're cool still though, and that's the cool part, because sometimes they can be but it's you a role model that does the right shit, but it's you fly too. So y'all, that's Chris Roy, man. Thank you, brother.
Oh man, thank you so much, bro. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for the gracious, introduction. I'm blessed and fortunate to be here, man. Just trying to pass the torch on to the next generation, man, and learn something and have a good time while we doing it, man. So let's get it.
You be on it, man. So let's dig into it, man. You not from LA, obviously. You rep that East.
Most definitely, man.
Virginia. So where you from?
Man, I'm from Virginia, man. Originally from Chesapeake, Virginia. That's where I grew up. Born in Washington, D.C. Chesapeake, Virginia is close to Virginia Beach, man. So if you're familiar with Virginia Beach, you love music, man. That's Teddy Riley, that's Pharrell, that's the Clips, that's the Neptunes. 757 VA, big history there, man. Timbaland, Missy Elliott, hip hop culture, man, is just a way of life for us, man. So it feels good to be able to bring that good VA energy across the country, man, and just keep it consistent.
That's a brother to know his city. All that shit you just named off, it wasn't no pauses in it either.
That's history,
you understand
man.
it.
That's history, man. Not only is it my history in my city, but it's hip hop history, man. That's culture. You know what I mean? And we grew up in it.
So let's dig into okay, right after high school, what was you was on? Did you stay in VA? Did you leave home for the first time? How'd that shit work?
So out of high school, man, I was one of 6 black dudes in my whole high school to graduate high school with a grade point average over 3.0.
Damn.
Most of the people I went to high school with, man, they didn't get too far, bro. So I consider that a tremendous torch that I had to carry, man, for where I'm from and for my family, man. I'm the first male in my family with the last name Roy to go to college, period. So I had to get across that stage, man. So I took my initial college quest to Atlanta, man. I went to Morehouse.
Shit.
Applied, went down to Atlanta, man, and I pulled up, man, and it was the Mecca, bro, when I pulled up, man, for all things, black and progressive, and, brothers that was really on top of their game, getting ready to do some next level stuff. Their parents and their pedigree was phenomenal. And sisters as well, man, at Spelman, man, all girls school in the area that was doing their thing. I'm a little older, so, man, Morris Brown was in at that time, and Clark Atlanta, man. So the AUC had 4 black colleges all in one area that made it one big campus. And you could go to anybody's college, take classes, but everybody kicked it, man. So it was amazing, bro. And as a dude on campus, man, the ratio was 17-1. Guys and females, man. So, it was no problem at all, man, being welcome to Atlanta in the right way.
It's just you went to Morehouse, so it's just me knowing you, and you made a comment. You and Pharrell are kind of like you was saying I'm older, but you don't look old. And that's the thing,
hey, man,
you look like you in your 20s.
God is good, man. God is good, man.
So that's crazy. So you went to Morehouse. Sounds like you had a good time down there. Graduated and all of that.
No, so I did 3 years at Morehouse.
Okay.
During that time, man, I came into college. I was a Brio pre-med major. Would you believe, man? I stayed in my room. I did my homework, bro. I had no
nervous.
social life. I was trying to be a doctor, man. You know, and I realized that I gotta meet some people, man. I gotta figure this life things out. I gotta figure this college thing out. So changed my major to business, and everything made sense from there. Everything in business is common sense. It's logical. You know what I'm saying? So 1 + 1 = 2.
Right.
2 + 2 = 4. You can build on the things you learn and move forward. You know, biology is just a different bag, man. You know what I'm saying? And so business allowed me to hone my communication skills, polish my business skills. It taught me, I took etiquette courses, man. It taught me how to speak well, how to shake hands, how to tie a tie, how to wear suits.
Okay.
You know, how to present myself in an interview, how to do public speaking. And it just really polished me as a man and as a black man to just elevate my mindset and understand that me moving into this world outside of college, it's not fair, bro. So I got to be better than 9 out of 10 people in every room I walk in, and I better be the 10th person. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be sharper. Ain't nothing gonna be given to me. There's no handouts. Everything is earned. But they teach us that going into it, man. There's never a level playing field, so you just gotta beat them. You gotta beat them to the finish line. And just me taking that mentality, man, I carried that into everything I did. Midway through junior year, man, my mother, being a single parent, you know, raising, you know, sons. I had brothers younger than me that were in high school. You know, they were getting into some trouble back home, man. You know, they was in the streets a little bit, man. I was away in college doing my thing, and just me being separated from my brothers, man, that, you know, they went down the wrong track. And as a result of that, I had to transfer. I had to leave Morehouse, come back home to Virginia, transfer to Hampton. My mom and my dad went to Hampton, so I transferred to Hampton.
Damn, you went to Morehouse and HU.
I did.
You lived a different life.
I did, man, and so
that's some shit for the books.
you know.
Motherfucker tell me they went to Morehouse and went to HU. Even though the circumstances might not have been for you to go there, but it's like you going to HU and you still got the Morehouse network.
And so it was a tremendous blessing, man. It was a tremendous blessing, man. You know, I was able to hit the campus with a certain swag and energy, man, that nobody on that campus had. Cause I was
here from Morehouse.
I was
That's
growing
good.
a certain way, man.
Okay.
And I still had the Hampton legacy, man. My pops played ball in Hampton. My mom went to Hampton.
Damn.
And, you know, they greeted me with open arms there, too, man. So I got a lot of love when I came on campus. And when I touched down there, on top of the business, man, I got into doing events, man. I got into throwing parties for the first time and really bringing all my friends together, you know, and bringing my networks together, man. So I worked with this dude named Yancey, man. He was the main on campus when I got there, man. He had a company called New Face. And New Face, it taught me how to run an entertainment company. This man ran a company on campus, bro. It was 100 of us working for him, you know, learning internships, paid internships. He groomed every DJ, everybody that was lit that came through the school came through New Face, man. And it was like, you know, you do your community service, we a family, we throw parties, we have a good time, but we stay on top of our grades, and it just taught us how to move a certain way, but also handle our business and have fun, man. And so I took that mentality, carried it through school, graduated, you know, did my thing, and then also started throwing my own parties on campus, man. So we started throwing house parties and started throwing parties all over the 757 because, you know, our wave was so big that, man, we ran out of space in my townhouse to throw parties in, man. You know, used to pull up at my townhouse. One of my homies was running the door like security. One of my homies one of my roommates was a DJ, so he was DJing in the living room. Somebody else was collecting the money. Somebody else was running the bar. So it showed me how to run a party. So once we learned that and it got too big for our apartment, we started taking our stuff all over the 7-5, man. Virginia Beach, Hampton, Norfolk. You know, we threw all the college parties. We did the Black College Spring Break in Miami. You know, had Hampton, Morehouse, Clark Atlanta, Norfolk State, Howard down there, all partying together. You know, and it just it put me in the entertainment game, man. So that's my college experience.
That's
man.
a premium black parties that you're throwing at these HBCUs, primarily black people.
Yes, sir.
And that's, I mean,
elite.
When you get out here, even like there's little pockets that have that group, but most of the clubs are mixed out
Indeed.
here. So it's like, but even the black party out here, I got to live in Atlanta for 1 year, to be exact, and I went down to Morehouse and Clark and Spelman's homecoming. Like when you at them type of black parties, that's some whole other shit. Cause this is a different energy.
Man, it's like being in church. It's like being in church, man. It's a certain culture. It's a certain spiritual vibe that it has, man. It's nothing like when we get together. We can do us unapologetically us. You know what I'm saying? The band got a different swag to
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm
That
saying?
shit
The crowd got a
matters.
different swag to it. Everybody moving a certain way, man. And it just, it's nothing like us, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, everybody gets their flavor from us, man. We like seasoning, man. You know, and so it's a great place to be somewhere where that seasoning and that flavor is just accepted and celebrated, man. You know? So that's what it was like, bro.
So we'll seg that way, or unless you want.
Yeah, man. Might as well let's go ahead
right,
let's go ahead and drink to that, man.
Yeah.
So what we gonna do, man? We gonna sip on a little Cavassier and ginger beer, man. It's one of my favorites, man. It's a smooth little beverage that we like to sip out here. You know, we'll get into my relationship with Cavassier later in the interview, man. While I pull you up.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna let you.
Of course,
you
man.
drink, you know. I really enjoyed that day when I came over and you had the drink class, and I got to experience that.
Most definitely, man. I think that
People was commenting.
a lot of times, man, you know, we sip the beverages, man, but we don't know the right way to drink stuff, man. We just drink the manly drink, man. Let me get a, let me just get a Hennessy on the rocks, a Henny and Coke. Let me get a Cavassier and Coke. But, man, it's a lot of good drinks you can mix that cognac with, man. So, you know, I'm going to point you in the right direction.
Yeah, people, it was crazy because people had gotten to argue. I put you on my Instagram live and people was in there arguing about something, but then other people just commenting saying like how dope the shit was. Like,
for sure.
Damn near you, hell, your shit went live like it was a lot of views at once. I was like, damn.
It wasn't
People was
bad, too,
tuned
man.
into this shit.
You know, we,
They
at that
stayed
time,
on
we
the
was,
thing. He telling them a lot. These motherfuckers,
yeah.
they stayed on there.
We was stuck in the house at that point, man. It was an adventure just to step outside to pull up at your man's house for a second. You know what I'm saying?
That was different.
So yeah.
So all right, into more like of now. So you was out there managing the events, knowing the events, networking with the people.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time you got out here, did you know that you wanted to be in events and you wanted to be involved?
So it was a process, man. So I did fresh out of college, bro. I did events in Virginia for about 2 years, man. In that process, we took over my part of Virginia where we're from, man. We did 18 and up college events and we did 21 and over events for the grown folks, man. I had 5 events a night. Some nights 2 events in one night.
Yeah.
You know, I had a team of about 10 people, man. We touched every campus in 757, and it got to a point, man, we were ready to expand. So I moved to South Beach, Miami.
Man, you lived in Miami?
Indeed.
This
So I lived
story
in.
is just
So we moved to South Beach, Miami, about 2
shit
years,
I wanna
man.
do.
Yeah.
Damn.
And got to really live in a place that emulated the type of events that we threw. So in VA, we had people feeling like they was in DC, feeling like they was in Atlanta, feeling like they was in Miami. But when you in Miami, you don't gotta feel like you anywhere but Miami. So when I lived in Miami, man, LeBron James had just got traded to the Heat.
Oh,
They
you
was
was
on their
down
first-
there when
They were
LeBron
on
was
their
down
first championship run. Dwayne Wade was the man. That was Wade County, you know, and it just was a different energy, man, in Miami, man. Imagine the dopest Latin culture mixed with black culture, mixed with Europe. That's what Miami was at the time, man. So everybody from all over the world that had money was out there doing their thing. And that's where I really learned how to do high-end events, how to deal with dress code, how to deal with super fly stuff that regardless of race, class, whatever, you had to be on a certain level to step into the spots I was doing my thing at. You know what I'm saying? Which prepared me to live in LA.
For this shit.
So when they say you Hollywood and this, that, and the third, it ain't nothing like South Beach, Miami was worse, bro. You know what I'm saying? With the,
Hold on.
Yeah, with that.
What
with that
could
vibe.
be worse than what the shit that I've never seen out here?
It was that energy, but you had to have you had to be suited and booted up on
Ain't
top
no
of that.
wearing no hat.
None of that.
Okay.
None of that. I mean, it's been times I pulled up with NFL players with millions of dollars, and they be like, I don't care who this dude is. He got Tim's on. I don't care how much money he spent. He can't get in. We ain't rocking with
Is
him.
that like Mr. Jones? Is that what it's called?
Like, I mean, during that time, man.
Or what's that shit?
Yeah, the people that,
the
people that own that.
Wayne be,
Yeah, the people,
live on a Sunday.
all that, man. All
You
that
been in
type
that
of
shit
vibe.
before?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's
Oh
crazy.
damn!
It's crazy.
Is it like up to the hype to live on a Sunday?
It's the best Sunday party.
Why though?
Bro, it's just.
I mean, of course, I haven't
It's a
been. That's why I'm
spectacle,
asking.
man. You walk in, they got confetti flying down from the ceiling. You know, girls coming down from the ceiling in costumes. It's gigantic ball, glowing balls in the air, bottles everywhere. Every wealthy person that you can imagine is in there. Every rapper, ball player, athlete, tycoon, Sultan, whoever you think of, you can name it, they in there. They spending 40, 50,000. Not in a night, in a section. In a section.
50K for the table.
For the table. That's what they running it up to. You know what I'm saying? They having $1 million nights in there.
Hey, so how much is GA? Or is there no GA?
Man, GA ugly, bro. It's ugly.
How much?
Couple $100. You know. Drinks in there. Vodka cranberry, $40. Just a vodka cran, $40 in there. And if you pay them with your credit card, they charging you $400. You can't come in there with less than $100.
See why this is making the rap songs.
So man, you know, it's just a different lifestyle, man. You know, you really get to see.
Is it KOD?
It is King of Diamonds. King of Diamonds, Tootsies. Those
I heard
were
about
strip clubs
that too.
during that
KOD, Drake
area.
and them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like during that time, like Drake, Mac Main, Wayne, they was just repping.
They was in Miami. They was living in Miami. You know,
talking about the experiences.
Drake was out there, so you got that whole vibe. Then you got Uncle Luke and Trick Daddy, and you got the real local Miami energy, and that's a whole nother vibe. Those guys is, you know, legends out there, man. So I was fortunate enough to, you know some people that was connected to Uncle Luke, and then, you know, we was able to kick it on that whole vibe. Then we had some cats that we worked with. I was working with the 400 Club at the time, which is a legendary nightlife group out there. We had a guy named Big Troy that was doing this thing, and he was tight with. He was from New Orleans, and he was like an OG, so he was good with Wayne and all those guys, man. So we just got all that culture, man. It was crazy. We soaked up a lot of game out there.
That's crazy. So I mean, by the time you came out here, you was pro with shit then.
Oh, most definitely, man.
You know what you was doing.
You know, I was fortunate enough to just work with some good people, man. Shout out to my guy Javier out there, Varsity Lifestyle Group, man, the OG from DC, big dog in Miami, man. And they opened their doors to me, man, showed me the game, man, introduced me to, you know, how to elevate your brand and what your brand should look like and what people should look like when they come into your club. Right. Proper table etiquette, how people supposed to be acting at your table. All that is important, man, because you got to have the reason that you knew about me before you got here, and there was a certain energy behind me before you met me, is because I move a certain way. I only move a certain way because I stand on the shoulders of the giants that came before me. I learned the game before, you know what I mean? You got to learn the game before you can play it. So, you know what I mean? It's so important, man.
There's going to be so many snippets from this shit that's going to be like just like I'm interviewing Jay-Z or some shit. But that's how it be like, because we all consider you to be the OG. Now, I don't know if you consider yourself to be like old or not, but me and Shank and them, like, you the OG, but you the cool OG though. And like we don't look at you as the old guy. We call you the OG. We not.
And it's crazy because, you know, I'm in my mid-30s, just in case y'all was wondering, but it's crazy because, you know, you young to the old heads and you old to the young heads, so you kind of, you know, right in the middle. But man, it's all relative, bro. I think that, you know, it's about getting to a certain point in your life and just always evolving. And as you grow, man, you gotta always, you know, expand. You know what I mean? And you gotta eat good. You gotta take care of your stuff. You gotta take care of your mind. That's what keeps you young, man. You know what I mean? Life can beat you up if you let it, but you gotta renew your mind every day and keep your spirit fresh. You know, and that's what's gonna allow you to continue to give that youthful energy. And you gotta be open to the point people can relate to you, whether they above you or below you. You gotta be able to relate on both levels, man, and build up and build down and bring people up on your level, man. So that's important.
I agree. One thing I want to tap into is relationships, and just kind of like to let people know here, I knew of Chris. Of course, he didn't know of me back then. I was working in scenes that you probably just wasn't going to, but I knew who you was. And I can't remember, maybe it was a Def Jam event. Erie was DJing. Okay. Because I'm real cool with him. Can't remember who else was DJing. It was in the Hollywood area next to that Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Erie was DJing that.
Def Jam event.
My guy Quinn was DJing that. Rest in peace, my brother. He was DJing that as well. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool, man. It was a cool little showcase we did for Def Jam. Collaboration.
So I'm in there. I see Chris Roy there. He's walking by. I hope I didn't grab you. However it was, I stopped you. I did whatever I had to do to stop you. And I introduced myself. He was real short with me because I think he was busy. I got your information. And I just tell people that to say, like, you know, if somebody out there you feel like, not that I wanted anything from you, but I was like, that's kind of the mode of it would be a good connection for me to have. Of course, we became cool, so it's but just being able to, no matter it was that we was gonna be friends or we were just gonna maybe do business together, at least just even follow each other on IG, just initiate, some contact. And that's what I want to tell people, like, if you know somebody got it, going, and you would just want to talk to them and maybe potentially work with them, at least just introduce yourself. And you ain't got to come off the bat and ask for what in your mind you think y'all can do, but you can at least ask for their IG, and that's kind of the mode of how it started, and then just being consistent. And I would text you from time to time, but now it's to the point of like seeing us from then to now. Like if I call C Roy, he hit me back. He'd take, what I'm saying? But it just come through just, building, and we got a good relationship. Like you became cool with Shank and Warren. Like these are my friends. So
for sure, man. I think the key to that, man, is organic builds, man. That's what I always say. I think oftentimes we meet somebody and we know the context of where we like the relationship to be upon meeting them or introducing ourselves, but the key is, man, to establish rapport and build people organically. The thing about LA is everybody wants something in LA, and they want to get to whatever they want fast. They want everything like that. At the end of the day, you can't microwave success and you can't microwave relationship. When people really rock with you and they know that it's genuine, they'll go out their way to support you no matter what they got on your plate. Like Mass hit me today, my plate was beyond full. You know what I mean? But Mass hit me and said, hey bro, I want you to come through, chop it up, let's build, let's catch a vibe. Episode 3 for the show. I said, man, no question, let's do it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, when you rock with people, you rock with them. And at the same time, if the relationship is not there, if it hasn't matured to that place yet, you gotta be patient and just sow those seeds until it gets to that place. Because you want things that are organic. You never want to force it. You know what I mean? Because if you force it and you out of the flow, it's gonna feel forced. It might not stay in alignment. And the key is everything you want to do, you want it to be in alignment.
Nah, he's right, and it have been like real organic, and that's what I try to do. Like with the guests and everything, I'm shooting for my people that I really fuck with, but I think about our stories before y'all come on, and it's like, damn, like if you think about it, it was just like you said, it evolved over time, and then we done business together. You got me a DJ gig before, it went good, and it just takes shit like that. Just y'all showing each other love, seeing each other in the club, like. But it don't start out as like you coming over my crib. It just it evolved to that for like comfort levels. But I rock with it because it's like, damn. It's like now I look up, I'm like, damn, okay. I used to kind of peep C Roy page, trying to figure out what was going on. Now it's like, nah, that's my nigga. Like I can hit this nigga. Like I could DM. I say, that's my bro. So I do just want to thank you because you didn't have to come around to embracing me and my people, and you know what I'm saying. So that's a big help for somebody like me that's like that tough spot of that up and coming DJ. Like that shit tough. And you know what I'm saying?
It's imperative, man. And I think shout out to some real dope LA dudes that also extended a hand of courtesy and friendship to me as well. Shout out to my guy Deeb, Shane, Gary, Supreme Team LA. Like they showed me so much love when I got here, man. Back when I was working at Revolt TV, right. Gary would just invite me, man. Hey, man, just come out to the club, come hang out. I had retired from promoting. Like I was done with it, bro. I had been out the game, 3-4 years before I got back into it. You know what I'm saying? And it just from those guys inviting me out and just making me feel welcome in that space and show me that love the same way I invite you out or whatever, man. If you have a platform, you still gotta pass it down to the next man that you might feel like, got some positive stuff going on, so you can keep it going, man. It's always a marathon. You got to pass the torch to somebody, man. So same way they pass the torch to me and show me love, man. I just like to continue to extend that to you, man.
Nah, man, I appreciate it. Like I said, you a pioneer, and it ain't just me. It's me, Shank, and a lot of other people. Like even so, you was just out there talking to Warren. Warren came in, like we was in the kitchen last week, and this is like I said, I don't make no shit up in general in life, nor on the show. We was talking about you because he brought it up. He's like, hey, I hit up Chris because I'm interested in learning about renting out the cars and the lifestyle and all that stuff. He doing his thing, progressing at the label and whatnot. But he said, look, the reason why I hit up Chris instead of other people was I like the way he moved. He ain't on no ratchet. Like this is like he not on no ratchet shit. You know what I'm saying? So just the fact that like even me, like I'm like, damn, like this is a person I need to, and even Shank like, damn, like I want to have a meeting with Chris. So it's like outside of, I feel like people just even want something from you. Like you the type of person, like you've made yourself to the point where like people just want to hit you just to pick your brain because we know you gonna tell us the right shit. You know what I'm saying? And it helped to have that because it's like, I speak on my pops, like he real conservative Indiana, so these conversations and shit we talking about can't really go. He don't, you know what I'm saying? Now a lot of other shit, my dad's my number one role model. Don't get me wrong, but he's a minister, so when shit get a little, he don't want to hear none of that. So it's like I feel like out here, like you became that person that's like, alright, shit. Whether we call it tell some bad shit or whether we call it to tell some shit that we done did or whether we just call it just from,
I'm gonna point you in the
Roy
right
gonna know
direction,
he gonna know the information. Be like, nah, he on some bullshit. We gonna be like, damn, yeah, Roy said that. Yeah, we probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, we should probably chill out. Yeah. So that's like how much of the influence you are, for us.
For
that's
sure,
man. Thank you.
No, it's all good, man. I'm just thankful to be in a position, man, to point some people the right direction. There's so many people out here that'll lead you astray and point you the wrong direction and try to finesse you that I always want to make sure I'm solid and point people in a direction that's going to lead to them winning, man. I want my guys to win, man. You know what I'm saying? And the only way you're going to win is if you get some guidance so you know where you're going before you get there. So when you see that you're on the right path, you can stay on that path. When you see when you're off track, you know what I mean? I can tell you that, hey, man, just, go right, man. Don't go left, go right. But you need people like that. You need that GPS, man. You got to stay connected to the man upstairs, man. You got to have good people around you, man. And that's going to keep you on the right track,
Nah, that's good, man. So let's get into, like, what you got going on right now. Lifestyle, I know that's your big thing. You got the website, and that's shit.
Lifestyle
you post that.
Yes.
If you follow him, it's gonna say that. Now I click on it to see the cars and the houses and just like everything you got. Of course, you do the club stuff still a little bit too. So like, hit on that and then hit on like how this quarantine shit kind of either
So let's look at the Lifestyle Entertainment Group. So you got a phone, right? Your phone is an iPhone, right?
Yeah,
what's your phone?
10, I think.
It's a 10, right? So it has an operating system on it, right? So you run an OS on your phone,
OS,
right?
Yeah.
The Lifestyle Agency is an OS for your life. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You need a system that you want to plug in your lifestyle through, whether it's where you want to go eat at, you want to eat good, you know what I mean? You want to train good, you want to work out in the right gyms. You need the elite barbers, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that your living situation and your atmosphere is right. You want to make sure you're driving the right things. You want to make sure you're in the right environments as far as the events you go to. I'm the conduit for all those things and the relationships that connect all those dots, man. So at the end of the day, just being the plug, just being the guy that people come to for various things since college. I've evolved it into a business, man. And taking my background with education, taking my background with marketing, taking my background in the music industry as an executive at Revolt, and now a business owner running an agency and entertainment group. I combined all those things, man, and you have the Lifestyle Agency, man. So one-stop shop for all things to enhance your life.
And it's fly too.
Thank you, man.
But the crazy thing is like that's the crazy thing you do. Okay, so we've evolved to the point of having this show, but that's just some other shit. I was getting them emails from the Lifestyle group before I knew you. I don't know how I was getting it because I didn't know you, but maybe I signed up to go to an event. So it's like, you really been on your shit and built a brand around it. And it reflects you because you're like, you're a certain way, then the brand's a certain way. It's like, but it's cool. Y'all mild, chill, cool, laid back, and it works for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
And the name is good.
Thank you.
And then you live the life like.
And I try to be authentic
like
too.
You be in the shits like
a little bit, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys got
capping.
to see, an amazing experience that I had in Cabo with my lady, man. We went out there during COVID. I was able to get a little, a getaway, man. But
shit, man.
For me, man, I try to talk it like I live it, man. I'm wealthy in spirit, man, and wealthy in people around me, man. I'm not rich by any means, man, but we live well and we do what we can, man.
And then you be having like the fly professional photos because you doing everything right. I feel like your Instagram lines up with the business and then it line up with your personality. And then it just make motherfuckers be like, all right, that's the motherfucker I need to be hanging out with.
Branding is key, man.
I need to go.
If it's
what
one
I gotta
thing,
do to go out to the club, but I gotta buy.
There's one thing
So
I
they
can
see you have-
reflect on, man, when it comes to the marketing, bro. It's gotta look good and feel good. And if it looks good and feels good, it is good, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. Everything has to be consistent across the board, man. So I try to embody that, man. You have to, you know, in order to be great at a brand, you got to become the brand. You know, and I learned that from Kenny Burns, man. One of the greatest ambassadors of lifestyle worldwide, man. It's the GOAT. So, you know, I learned that from him, man. I kind of add that to my game.
Damn. I'm about to take these snippets and just cut them up. So as far as quarantine, does that kind of mess things up, or just? I ain't gonna say that has made you change some shit.
Quarantine has changed the entire landscape of the way I spend the majority of my time.
Yeah,
Man. So for me, I've transitioned from me spending a lot of time in the event space to me spending a ton of time in the real estate space from a vacation rental standpoint. So the nightclubs and things are closed, but it doesn't mean people aren't still having a good time. It doesn't mean people aren't still having their staycations.
Right.
I may not be able to go to, you know, the south of France. I may not be able to go to Paris. I may not be able to go to Europe this summer, but I can go to Malibu. I can go to the Hollywood Hills. I can go to, you know, this amazing property and celebrate my life for my birthday. So I've just been in charge of capturing those experiences, man, and giving people those vibes since they can't leave LA or can't do anything, to try to find as much comfort and joy as they can while they have to be here. You know, while we all stuck here trying to, you know, put people on fitness, suggest cocktails and different meals for people to try at home. Because at the end of the day, it's about bringing joy to your life, whether everything is wide open or whether everything is restricted. The lifestyle has to remain consistent, man. You got to find some joy in what you do. And so that's been what I've been focused on during quarantine, man, and just training my mind, bro. Like I literally just went back in the lab. It's given me a lot of time to sit down. You know, if we was talking about a sports analogy, watch tape, play things back, playing 10 steps ahead. You know what I mean? Stay on top of my investments, my finances. Stay on top of my money, learn about more business. Because at the end of the day, it's all about having 7 streams, man. When one slows down, it doesn't mean all your money stops. Just because the nightclub's closed doesn't mean I can't pay the rent. And, you know, me and you talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, man, get on that Robinhood. Start learning about these stocks. Start diversifying. Get on your, you know, apply for some SBA loans. Apply for this, that, and the third. So, because the thing is, man, you never know when one thing is going to slow down. But one finger slowing down should never stop the fist at the end of the day. You know what I mean? 5 fingers make the fist is strong, man. So you can't let one thing throw your whole game off. You always gotta think 10 steps ahead and always be ready to pivot. You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
So, yeah,
man. That's, you know, and this is gonna get posted on YouTube, the interview, and of course certain segments of it go on the air. But the YouTube, like, that's something we just started today. I uploaded a few videos and I uploaded the whole thing. So I went on there and watched it on TV over there, like just on some Breakfast Club shit. I'm like, damn, this shit can stay for years. So it's like that when I upload this interview with you, I mean, I ain't been taking notes, but I feel like I should be, right?
But it's all
that motherfucker.
the content lives
and
forever.
it can stay. And that's what, like,
And years from now, we can look back at this as we've done the things that we said we were gonna do, and just say, man, that's what we were at that point. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing.
But with that whole rip you just went on, is like, that's why it's good to have that OG come on the show, because it's like, damn, you just really trying to put us up on game. And like I said, I'm gonna watch this back again, and I can't wait till we get to put this shit on YouTube, so that me, my little brother, my friends,
because it's one thing to,
you know,
and it's because it's one thing to think you know what you're doing. It's another thing to move in the footsteps of somebody that did what you was doing. You know what I mean? I took L's, so you don't have to take those same L's. All you gotta do is listen. When I say move right, man. You don't want to go over there. That's a waste of your time. Why go through the headache of going through what I went through over there? You know what I'm saying? If you don't need to, you know what I mean? And that's the purpose of wisdom, man. You apply it and you get a little further along than the next person, man. You know?
Man, I appreciate that advice. I guess my last question would just be really like, just for you, obviously you've dealt with the quarantine really well, but maybe, you know, there's some other people out there that aren't as, you know, they don't have it as figured out as you do, or maybe they're not as confident, or they just unsure. Which those 3 things, right now I can't knock nobody for being unsure, right? That's an emotion that I could understand, right? Well, with all that, like, what would you tell them just to keep them pushing and just bring them to good spirits? Not necessarily with their business, but just how can people stay as happy and motivated as you are?
I think 3 things you got to check every day. One is your mind. You got to check your mind, and when I say that, you got to renew your mind. You got to take time to meditate. You got to pray. You got to talk to the Most High. You got to find time to, marinate on your thoughts. A great app to help you collect your thoughts is Calm. It's Calm app. You listen to the app. It's like 10 minutes of guided meditation every day, and it'll help you balance your thoughts and process stuff, especially when, the world is seemingly going crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. News is wild. A lot of wild stuff is going on. You can have 1,000 thoughts going on in your head. If you can't process that, you're moving through the day with that wild energy. You gotta check that. The second thing is you gotta invest in your heart. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure that you love what you do. You have love around you, and you're giving that love back out to people that you care about and people that need it, whether they be on your same level or whether they be less fortunate. It's never anything negative that you can gain from spreading love and helping people that have less than you do. That's the biggest way to get blessings. That's the biggest way to level up, is to help somebody that needs it. You know what I'm saying? And the third thing, man, I think is making sure that your physical health is good, man. Every day do something for your physical health, because there are certain emotions and certain things that you process that can't be communicated. They can only be expressed, and the only way to express them is to get out, do some push-ups, go run, you know what I mean, lift some weights, do something like that. And if you keep those 3 things and just work on one of those 3 things every day, you ain't got to be a master of any of them. We always evolving.
Right.
It'll give you a sense of self. You'll start to see yourself differently and start to really be able to move in any level of chaos. Because at the end of the day, like, the world is going to set its own pace, but you can't let the world run you. You know what I mean? You got to have peace in here before you move anywhere else. That way, if shit goes crazy, you can remain solid. You know what I mean? And so that's the key, man. When shit's crazy outside, you turn inside. You know what I mean? And that'll give you peace outside. So
hold on. When shit's crazy outside, you turn inside. Damn.
And that's not from me. That's from the man upstairs. I'm just thankful that I can hear him and let it flow where it needs to flow when it needs to flow. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I don't take no credit for that.
Hey, okay. That's gonna be that clip we use from one of them. Yeah, you got it right with that one. My bro, from a genuine place, man, I appreciate you for coming through.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for bringing me to your platform.
It's experimental, but I'm having fun with it.
Nah,
I don't know where it's gonna go, but I'm just.
The journey's the destination. Yeah. The destination is the journey. Stay on your path, my brother. I support you.
I appreciate you, man. But it mean a lot, because I know it's experience. But you came and it's here, and that mean a lot, man. And it's. We gonna promote the hell out of this, and we gonna keep rocking, bro.
I got
you, bro.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
Cheers.